guys, it's Ariana. Welcome back to my channel. So for tonight's video, we're going to be reading some more scary stories. I'm just lighting a candle. This is my watermelon candle because I quite literally only light it when I'm filming with you guys. So it smells like my childhood. And I also have my Wicca candle in here, making home smell like caramel apple. It smells so good. I've never actually lit this one and I probably never will just because it's too freaking cute. And we're gonna be reading some more scary stories. So I'm just gonna be reading probably one story in this video just because I am waiting for one of my dogs to get here and I'm gonna run out of time. They're gonna be here in like 30 minutes, so I gotta do this quickly. But I have a no sleep story from the Reddit author Coltrane96 and it's titled, "Everyone in my hometown goes missing and they come back different." You know how it feels when you just know something is wrong? Like when you walk into a gas station no one seems to be at and it just feels odd. That's how they seemed at first, but it's getting much worse. It started with a whole kindergarten class on a field trip. They left the elementary school in town at 9 a.m. on a Thursday. They were only going across town to a zoo, and it was supposed to be a full day of petting goats and chickens and maybe feeding some animals. Simple stuff. But they vanished, bus and all. Searches went on for months, and it covered every news station you could think of. The town was in disarray. I was 16 and I helped out a local mom and pop store for some spending money after school. And every day, Mr. Nelson, he was the owner, had a little TV turned on, blaring the news. I remember everyone fearing it was some kind of terrorist attack, and some loon subdued the teacher and driver and just took them. Like I said, this went on for months, so long that the school year was over before they even came back. It was a normal July day just after the 4th. I was sitting behind the counter, helping Miss Nielsen sweep up, when we saw what had to be every police car zoom by, headed towards our school. The news spread like wildfire. The bus had just cruised right up to the school and was unloading children. Their teacher didn't seem to realize that no one was even there. It was another month of questions. Every child, the teacher, bus driver, none of them could answer anything. They all said they went to the zoo, which they never actually reached, and had lunch and came back. Said it was the same day. They knew nothing. Everyone was so happy they came back and it kind of faded into a dream situation and the town went back to normal. I didn't think it was normal. Like, what the actual fuck happened? The next time, it was an entire church. They were gone for 5 months. Searches happened, news stations, high-profile police, the whole deal. Guess what? When they all just showed up, everyone was so elated that the strangeness of it dissipated again. I thought I was going crazy. What do you mean they vanished and just reappear? Healthy and still in their church clothes? At this point, I started asking my friends what they thought. A small group of us agreed and started looking into it. Not that 17-year-olds could look into much. We went as far as talking to some of the people. They couldn't remember any of the time that they were gone. The last thing was always the same. They remember being in church service and it was bright and sunny outside. And they all seemed to blink and it was dark and in the middle of the night. No one seemed panicked or even concerned that this had happened. That was 2 years ago. Since then, random groups of people have vanished and come back. Sometimes it was months, once it was the next day. But they all come back odd. Then it started happening to individuals. The sheriff left one day and didn't come back for 6 weeks. Everyone at the USPS office disappeared in the middle of the day to show up again 2 months later. My best friend went missing while playing games with me on PC. Then showed up 5 days later. My parents went out for supper and came back 8 months later. It was no longer newsworthy. So many people had gone and come back that not a single soul cared anymore. I think I'm the last one. For the longest time, everyone just went about their life, like normal. But something's changed. Around a month ago, after keeping track, I came to the realization that I was the only person left in town who hadn't gone and come back. I hadn't talked to anyone in a long time either. The new people seemed to avoid conversation altogether. I decided to start talking to everyone. I had questions. Everyone gave me odd looks, like I walked through town just trying to chat with anyone. I never got a reply. I think I messed up. Here it is, the big deal. So I've tried to call outside people for help, but there's no more cell signal. Hell, I tried to leave town, but every exit is blocked, and we are now secluded. I don't think hiking the miles it would take to get to the next town would work. I'm not all that into the great outdoors, and I'm scared. Every night, the town seems to gather outside my house. They just stand there and stare at me. Every kid, every cop, even my parents. They just show up, stare, and they're gone by morning. But last night, they were close. Pressed against the windows, and some were knocking on the house. I'm terrified about what might happen tonight. The only site that works is this one, and I need someone to find me. I live in Claremont Creek, North Carolina, about an hour outside of Asheville. Please, someone help me. That's terrifying. That is obviously just a no sleep story, so it's just super creepy and unsettling, and I don't actually know if they have an update. I'm gonna check to see if there's one. No, there's no update. That's just a creepy story, and I don't really know what's going on in that little realm of creepiness, but that's terrifying, and I would hate if that happened in real life. Thank God that's a fictional story, because like, what the actual fuck? Where did they go? What did they come back? Are they aliens? I feel like they're aliens. Anyway, we're gonna read one more story because that one wasn't actually too long. So this is from the no sleep section. It's from the Reddit author evening_tangelo7097, and it's titled My First Night at St. Mary's Hospital. My name is Thomas, and I've been a longtime lurker on Reddit. After my first night as a security guard at the abandoned St. Mary's Hospital, I feel compelled to share this story. I thought it would be an easy job, walking rounds, checking doors, earning easy money without a boss constantly breathing down my neck. But I had no idea what I was getting myself into. After months of temporary jobs and mounting debt, I had no choice. St. Mary's offered stability, but what I didn't know was this hospital had its own set of rules that had to be followed, or else you disappear. My first shift began with a meeting with Marco, the senior guard, a broad-shouldered man with a grim face, hardened by years of working at this place. He barely looked up from his coffee when he greeted me. Huh, you're the new guy. Yes, Thomas, I replied, extending my hand. He ignored it, instead pointed at the chair across from him. Listen up, kid. This isn't a normal job. There are rules. You follow them or you're gone. Simple as that. Rule 1. If you hear footsteps behind you when you're alone, don't stop, don't look back, just keep walking. Rule 2. The 3rd floor. You only go up there if you have no other choice. The stairwell is a trap. People who go up don't always come back. Why not? Don't ask too many questions. Rule 3 and 4. If you see something that shouldn't be there, like a door opening on its own or a light turning on, ignore it. And if you see people where they shouldn't be, they want you to come to them. Stay away. And the last rule, I asked softly, if a room suddenly feels much colder than normal, don't go inside. And if you see something move that you can't explain, turn around and walk away. This building responds to your presence. An uneasy silence followed. I wanted to laugh, to call his bluff, but Marco's stare was unwavering. We started our rounds through the hospital. The hallways were empty, the walls yellowed with age, the air was cold as if the building itself was hiding something. As we walked, I heard a faint beeping in the distance. A door? The sound seemed to come from a corridor we had just passed. You'll hear noises like that often, Marco muttered, without turning around. Ignore them. The silence grew heavier. Suddenly, I heard something else. A soft whisper, like voices just beyond my hearing. It sounded as if they were floating through the halls. When I stopped to listen, they vanished completely. The hospital is alive, in its own way. As we continued walking, Marco told me about St. Mary's history. In the 1950s, the hospital was known for its experimental medicine. Therapy, medically induced comas, unethical brain surgeries, they pushed the limits of science. And sometimes, they went too far. Patients disappeared. Families received letters saying their loved ones had been transferred, but no one ever heard from them again. No one knows for sure what happened, but some experiments never stopped. His words lingered as we walked on. The hallway seemed longer, darker, and then it happened. The temperature dropped suddenly. An icy chill wrapped around us as if we were not alone. Do you feel that? I asked. He stopped and gave me a firm look. Keep walking, don't stop. Ahead of us stood the stairwell door. It was open. I remember Marco's warning, the 3rd floor is a trap. From the darkness came a soft scraping sound, like something dragging against the wall. This isn't good, Marco whispered. We need to leave. My breath hitched. What's up there? Marco was silent for a moment, then almost inaudibly he said, something that was never meant to remain. He turned around and walked back, but then around the corner in the middle of the hallway stood a hospital bed. It was brand new, pristine white, and beneath the sheet lay a body. My blood ran cold. When we looked away for just a second and then back, the bed was gone. The hallway was empty. The tension in the air slowly faded, as if something had decided to just let us go. Back in the security office, I felt relieved. The rest of the night passed without incident, but as I walked outside, I heard it again. The scraping, the breathing, the footsteps just beyond my hearing, following my every step. When I reached the elevator and pressed the button, I clearly heard someone breathing behind me. Outside, I took a deep breath, but one question lingered in my mind. Should I come back tomorrow? And that is the whole freaking creepy story. I'm gonna see if they have an update, but nope, that is their only post. Oh my God, I want an update on that because that is freaking terrifying. I hate hospital stories. My dog is running around upstairs and he's gonna be making way too much noise for me to continue filming. So, sorry this video isn't super long, but I'm gonna try to post every day for the remainder of October. So it's gonna be like the last 10 days of October, so this will be day 1. I'm hoping I can post every day, but we will see with my schedule. I started a routine at the gym too with my friend who is like a bodybuilder and a trainer, and she's putting me through the ringer and it's going to be difficult. So I will try my best to post every day for the remainder of October. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a Halloween emoji in the comment section down below. I also will be having a palette arrive. I'm hoping in October it arrives because Canada Post has been striking for the last month and it's been stuck in the mail. So I'm hoping my palette arrives soon. So if you guys are interested in a makeup tutorial or a short or a TikTok or something like that, leave me a comment down below, and it's a really fun palette. I'll post a picture here of what the palette looks like and I'm very excited for it to arrive. So if you guys would like a shorts or YouTube video or TikTok or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below and I will definitely make a tutorial or just a short or whatever on the palette once it arrives. He's running around down here, so he is down here now, so I gotta go. But thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye.